Subscribe to English Hub to achieve fluent English.
Developing strong English conversation skills. Becoming a confident and fluent English conversationalist takes time, dedication, and consistent practice. As you work to improve your speaking abilities, it's important to focus on building a solid foundation in various areas. This comprehensive guide will provide you with a variety of tips and strategies to help you make steady progress in your English conversation skills. Practice, practice, practice. The single most important factor in becoming a better English speaker is regular practice. No matter your current proficiency level, dedicating time each day to actually speaking the language out loud is crucial. This helps train your mouth and brain to get comfortable forming the sounds, rhythms, and sentence structures of English. One of the easiest ways to get practice is by talking to yourself. Narrate your daily activities, have imaginary conversations, or read passages aloud. This may feel a bit silly at first, but it's an excellent low-pressure way to work on your fluency. As you get more confident, try to think in English as much as possible too. Mentally running through scenarios, inner monologues, etc. In addition to solo practice, seek out opportunities to have real conversations with others. This could mean meeting up with an English language partner, joining an online language learning community, or even just chatting with store clerks or service staff when you can. The key is to put yourself in situations where you have to actively communicate in English. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you use the language, the more natural it will become. Another helpful tactic is to narrate your daily activities and thoughts out loud in English, even if no one else is around. Describing what you're doing as you're doing it, or talking through a problem you're trying to solve, can go a long way in building your conversational abilities. It may feel strange at first, but it trains your brain to automatically think in English. The most successful language learners are the ones who make English a regular part of their daily lives, not just something they study for a set period of time. So set aside time each day, whether it's 15 minutes or an hour, to actively practice speaking out loud. Consistency is key. Immerse yourself in English. In addition to dedicated practice, immersing yourself in English language environments is also critical for developing strong conversation skills. The more you surround yourself with the language, the more naturally it will start to feel. Seek out opportunities to consume English media, such as podcasts, audiobooks, movies, TV shows, music, and YouTube videos. Pay close attention to the rhythms of speech, common idioms and expressions, and how native speakers communicate. This will help train your ear and expand your vocabulary. You can also try reading out loud in English, whether it's books, news articles, or even social media posts. This gives you the chance to practice pronunciation, intonation, and getting comfortable forming the sounds of the language. If possible, look for ways to immerse yourself in English-speaking communities, either online or in your local area. Attend meetups, join language learning groups, or reach out to native speakers who are willing to chat. The more you can surround yourself with opportunities to use English conversationally, the faster your skills will improve. Even small steps like changing your phone's language settings to English or listening to English music while commuting can go a long way. The key is to maximize your exposure to the language in your daily life. Focus on common expressions. One of the biggest challenges for many English language learners is becoming comfortable with idiomatic expressions, slang, and other common conversational phrases. These elements of the language can be quite different from the formal, textbook English that is often taught in classrooms. Make a concerted effort to learn and practice using common English idioms, phrasal verbs, and colloquialisms. Pay attention to how native speakers communicate in real-world settings, not just how the language is presented in educational materials. This will help you sound more natural and fluent when engaging in conversation. Some examples of useful English expressions to familiarize yourself with include, "It's raining cats and dogs," meaning it's raining heavily. "Let's table that discussion," meaning to postpone or set aside a topic. "I'm feeling under the weather," meaning you're not feeling well. "I'm running late," meaning you're behind schedule. "That's a tough nut to crack," meaning a problem is difficult to solve. The more you can learn and practice using these types of common phrases, the more comfortable and confident you'll feel navigating everyday conversations. In addition to learning idiomatic expressions, pay close attention to how native speakers use filler words, conversational gambits, and tone to keep a dialogue flowing smoothly. Words and phrases like, you know, I mean, well, and actually are incredibly common in natural speech but often overlooked in formal English instruction. Mastering these types of linguistic subtleties will go a long way in helping you sound more like a fluent English speaker, rather than just someone reciting textbook-style phrases. Leverage nonverbal communication. While the focus is often on developing strong verbal English skills, don't underestimate the power of nonverbal communication. Things like eye contact, facial expressions, hand gestures, and body language play a crucial role in natural conversations. Pay attention to how native English speakers use nonverbal cues to convey meaning, emphasize points, and regulate the flow of a dialogue. Mirroring these types of nonverbal behaviors can make you appear more confident and engaged as a conversationalist. For example, making frequent eye contact, nodding your head, and using hand gestures to illustrate your points can make you seem more attentive and interested in the conversation. Maintaining an open, relaxed body posture also projects a sense of comfort and confidence. Conversely, avoiding eye contact, fidgeting, or having rigid body language can make you seem distracted, uncomfortable, or uninterested, even if that's not the case. Developing your nonverbal communication skills in tandem with your verbal abilities is key to becoming a more polished and natural English speaker. Of course, it's also important to be mindful of cultural differences when it comes to nonverbal communication. What may be considered acceptable or natural in one context could be seen as inappropriate or rude in another. Do some research on common nonverbal norms in English-speaking cultures and adapt your behaviors accordingly. Seek out feedback and corrections. As you work to improve your English conversation skills, it's incredibly valuable to seek out feedback and corrections from more fluent speakers. Having an expert or native English user point out areas for improvement can help accelerate your progress. Consider working with an English teacher, tutor, or language partner who can provide constructive criticism on your pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary usage, and overall conversational abilities. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Embrace them as learning opportunities. Look for chances to practice conversations with people who can give you real-time feedback. This could mean setting up regular language exchanges, joining a conversation club, or simply asking friends or coworkers to provide input. The key is to create low-pressure environments where you feel comfortable asking questions and receiving honest assessments of your skills. In addition to verbal feedback, you can also leverage technology to analyze and improve your English conversation skills. Apps and online tools like speech recognition software, pronunciation coaches, and language learning platforms can provide valuable data-driven insights. These can help you identify problem areas and track your progress over time. The most successful language learners are the ones who are open to feedback and actively work to address their weaknesses. Developing a thick skin and a growth mindset will serve you well as you strive to become a more confident and fluent English speaker. Diversify your conversation topics. While it's important to have a strong grasp of core English vocabulary and grammar, the ability to engage in natural, dynamic conversations requires more than just textbook knowledge. Expand your range of conversational topics to make yourself a more interesting and engaging dialogue partner. Stay up to date on current events, popular culture, sports, science, technology, and other subjects that are commonly discussed. The more you can draw from a diverse well of information, the better equipped you'll be to participate in a wide variety of conversations. When practicing your English, don't just stick to predictable, scripted exchanges. Push yourself to discuss more complex, open-ended topics that require you to think critically and respond flexibly. This could mean debating political issues, analyzing a recent movie, or swapping stories about your hobbies and interests. The more you can move beyond simple question and answer formats, the faster you'll develop your ability to engage in fluid, free-form dialogue. Don't be afraid to ask follow-up questions, share personal anecdotes, or steer the conversation in new directions. This level of interactive, authentic communication is key to sounding like a confident, native-level English speaker. Additionally, be prepared to adapt your conversational style and vocabulary to match the context and your dialogue partner. The way you'd chat with a close friend is likely quite different from how you'd engage with a professional colleague or a new acquaintance. Developing this situational awareness and code-switching ability will make you a more versatile and compelling communicator. Practice, patience, and persistence. Ultimately, becoming a strong English conversationalist is a long-term endeavor that requires consistent practice, patience, and persistence. There is no magic formula or quick fix. It's about steadily developing your skills through repeated, meaningful interactions over an extended period of time. Don't get discouraged by setbacks or feel pressure to achieve fluency overnight. Language learning is a gradual process, and everyone progresses at their own pace. Celebrate small victories, learn from your mistakes, and stay motivated by focusing on how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. Surround yourself with a supportive network of language learners and fluent speakers who can provide encouragement and accountability. Join online communities, attend local meetups, or simply find a conversation partner you click with. Having that human connection and shared experience can make a big difference in maintaining your motivation. It's also important to be patient with yourself and avoid getting frustrated. Conversations don't always go as planned, and you'll inevitably have moments where you struggle to find the right words or understand what someone is saying. That's all part of the language learning journey. The key is to keep trying, learn from those experiences, and continue pushing yourself forward. With dedication, an open mindset, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone, you can steadily improve your English conversation skills over time. Stay curious, remain resilient, and most importantly, keep practicing. The more you immerse yourself in the language, the more natural and intuitive it will become. Remember, becoming a fluent English conversationalist is a marathon, not a sprint. Enjoy the process, celebrate your progress, and don't be afraid to ask for help along the way. With consistent effort and the right strategies, you can absolutely achieve your goals of speaking English with greater confidence and fluency.